Hey guys, it's Star the Flipping Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel. Before I get into it tonight, because I am going on a rant, can we just take 1 second to appreciate my shirt? It is a Dalek from Doctor Who. Exterminate, exterminate, exterminate. And guess how much I paid for this? $1 at Salvation Army. It was a $1.99 t-shirt. I got it on half off day. It had a small hole in the sleeve, two holes in the sleeves, but since I kind of meant to buy it for myself anyway, I was almost relieved to see the holes. Got to keep it for myself. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to go on a rant, and I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for this, but people, please stop giving partial refunds to buyers. There are very, very few instances and exceptions, but for the most part, 99.9999999% of the time, you should never be giving a partial return. Why? Because you are breeding scammers, scammer wannabes, and scammers in training. You are breeding people who are after getting things cheaper, half off, or for free, and you are creating monsters. We have buyers on eBay that are absolute monsters and hard to deal with, and they're scamming you, and they're after getting their items for free and getting their partial refunds. And why do they do it? Because they can. They're getting away with it. There are enough sellers that are giving in and doing this practice of giving a partial refund rather than dealing with shipping the item back, that hey, I got away with it with X, Y, and Z seller. Why not keep doing it? You know what? Maybe the first time wasn't a scammer, but you're breeding the monster. So let's say the first time, honestly, was a buyer who said, hey, I got this and it's missing a button. And you said, well, I didn't notice it when I shipped it out. And instead of making them return it, you give them half off or half back or whatever you do, because it's not worth the time to get the return back. Now what have you done? You have let them know that most sellers, if you let them know there was a problem with the item when they got it, will just give you money and let you keep the item. That's amazing. I mean, if I was a dishonest person and I was getting away with it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sellers, I would keep doing it too. That is awesome. I can buy a shirt for $10, get it shipped to me, claim something's wrong with it, and get $5 back or even all my money and get a free item? I mean, come on. How many people in this world are dishonest, honestly? Dishonest, honestly. I mean, there's probably more honest and nice people in this world than there are bad. But the dishonest ones, once they figure this out, that this is going to work, they're going to keep doing it. And they're going to keep doing it. And you're just going to create this plethora of these monsters that just let me get a drink and just recoup. If you can't tell, this is a subject that really gets me riled up. Did you guys know that there are entire Facebook groups and YouTube channels and websites out there dedicated to teaching people how to scam on eBay and how to get items for free and how to go about getting a partial refund? There are, and I actually was going to screen share some of them with you, but on the off chance I have any scammers in training watching this video, I'm not going to hold their hand and walk them through how to rip off sellers on eBay. But I would recommend, if you have some extra time, go ahead and look it up on YouTube, look up some of the Facebook groups, and just kind of see what I'm talking about. I mean, they dedicate their lives to teaching others how to rip people off on eBay. And it's kind of a good idea to go through and read some of it and watch some of the videos too, so you know what to look for. You know what they're doing to scam and to try to get money back, and then you can be kind of like on the guard. So you'll know what they're doing and you can be aware. Why does this upset me so much? Because it's not how the world works. It's not policy. Policies are in place for a reason, and rules are not made to be broken. Now, I did say at the beginning of this video there are exceptions to this rule, and absolutely there are, but only when the seller makes a mistake or is unsure if, like, maybe they did make a mistake. So, for instance, I had sent the wrong pair of jeans to a buyer once. Same brand, same size, slightly different. And that was my mistake. So instead of making her send the incorrect jeans back and me paying padded flat rate to her and back and then to her with the correct jeans again, it really was in our best interest to just let her keep the incorrect jeans and then mail her the correct jeans. But that was my mistake. She wasn't trying to get a free pair of jeans or give her money back and keep her item. I sent her the wrong pair and I didn't want to pay padded flat rates again. So that was my mistake. And there was a time when I had measurements wrong in a listing, and when the buyer said it didn't fit, and I double checked and I saw that it was my mistake, I gave her her money back and told her to keep it. There's been times where I'll discover damage during shipping that I didn't see when I listed it, missing button or a rip or something, and then I'll just message them and say, hey, I'll still ship these to you, I discovered this, and I'll give you a 50% refund, or you can just cancel if you don't want it anymore with this damage. And most of them actually will tell me they'll still take it and not have any money refunded to them, which is back to the there probably are more honest people in the world than there are dishonest. And then there are some people who appreciate the offer of the refund and will take the 50% back and the item. And then there's some people who just don't want it anymore and cancel, and that's fine. It was my mistake that I caught at shipping. If I send the wrong item on accident, I'm just going to send them the right one. They can do whatever they want with the wrong one. If I see a mistake on my end with size or measurements or things like that, that is the only time you should ever be offering partial refunds or refunding and letting them keep the item, is when you made the mistake. Because as a business, at the end of the day, it is your responsibility to make sure that your customers are happy. That doesn't mean to go out of your way to kiss their ass and give them money for something that you can or cannot prove. If an item truly arrives broken, damaged, not working, not fitting, and they don't want it, they will return it to you and get their money back. That's the bottom line. If it doesn't work, if it is broken, if it doesn't fit, if they don't want it, and they can file a return, item arrived damaged, item arrived broken, item not as described, and they're not even paying the return shipping, they will give it back to you. Because if it truly has something wrong with it, then they don't want it anymore, and they will send it back to you and get their money back. Anyone that is telling you they want to keep it and get a partial return, or they want all their money back and they're not shipping it to you, they are out of their mind. They want the item and they want their money too. And when you give in to that, you give them this mindset that they can get away with it. And it might be too much trouble for you to pay the shipping both ways and then try to sell the item again. And you might think, oh, it's just too much trouble and I'm just going to save some money. Well, thank you, because you've just screwed over 100 other sellers that this person is going to do this to. I'm really not trying to come across as a mean, scary bitch, people, but this is just something that really gets me riled up. Because at the end of the day, like I said, if they truly didn't want the item and they knew they could send it back to you on your dime, they would. Anyone that's telling you different wants to keep it and wants their money back or a free item. So you got to stand your ground. You got to call their bluffs. There's going to be times where you're going to have to eat a couple bucks here and there, but as a business, you're going to have to do that. But 9 times out of 10, honestly, in our experience, when you call their bluff and be professional, we are very sorry that your item arrived damaged and that you're not happy with it. We will be more than happy to refund you 100% of your money upon return. Please open a return case through eBay and they'll go away. 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you, from our experience, when they say something's wrong with it, and you apologize and you're nice and you tell them to open a return case, they go away. We don't ever hear from them again. And then those rare ones that we do will start arguing with us in messages that it's too much trouble for them to mail it back, and we know that, and it'll cost them too much, and we know that. Then we call their bluff one step further. No, you can open a return saying it arrived damaged and return it to us on our dime. We will be more than happy to provide a label for you and pay for you to ship it back. Then they'll go away. You've got to push them. You've got to call their bluffs. You've got to tell them they do not get a return until the item is returned to you. And when they start the argument, if it's not worth their time, tell them to return it on your dime. if they know how to work the eBay system, they know how to do returns, they know they're not paying for return shipping if the item arrived damaged. We have had a couple people that actually went so far as to open the case and then just not ship the stuff back. And so we think in those cases they were kind of pushing us back too. They were calling our bluff. Because they, for instance, would say in 6 different messages that it wasn't worth the time, the shipping was too much, why don't we just give them half their money back? And when we said, well, return it on our dime, we'll give you the label, open the, we held their hand and walked them through how to open the case. They did, and we accepted it, and we never got the item back. So we think in that instance, that was like another ploy, like, well, I'll call your bluff because you're not going to want to pay the shipping back if it's damaged because it's not worth it to you anymore. But yeah, if you push them and you call their bluff, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go away. Because they can't return an item to you that's still in good condition that they claim was broken or ripped or torn or whatever they're claiming. Because then you've caught them in their lie. It's that simple. Be 100% professional, offer to take the item back, stand your ground. No refunds until return. Do not keep perpetrating this problem amongst the buyers on eBay. They need to learn they can't get stuff for free. Okay, my rant is over. Hopefully I've made you guys at least think about this. I know a lot of people are afraid of the ramifications of holding your ground and calling their bluff and putting your foot down strongly and saying absolutely no refunds until I get the item back. I know that people are afraid of what the buyer's going to do, the ramifications, the negative feedback. And that's just a risk I think that we all should be taking. We should all stick to the same policy. eBay's policy is actually no money back until returned. And when we do, these buyers that want to do this will go away. The buyers that want to try to use scare tactics or come after you and put the fear in you, they're going to go away. If we all just, as a community of resellers, had some solidarity, they would stop. If you liked this video, go ahead and smash the like button. If you didn't like it, smash the dislike button. If you disagree with me or you would like to have a conversation about this, feel free to leave comments in the section below. Just be respectful. Don't come at me, bro. We can talk about it and let me know what you think. Not everyone's going to agree with me. I said that at the beginning. I'm going to probably get some flack for this, and that's fine. Like it, dislike it. Leave me a comment. Let's have a conversation if you want. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to our channel and help feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, the most important one. We are at Flippin Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a good night.